I'm applying for a job. Um, Having worked out that not enough is coming in to meet what's going out, because everything's gone up, cost of existence is crippling. I've got to apply for a job. Now, it's going to be difficult because my skill set is quite niche, and I also need to look after my children. So it means that sort of old fashioned thing of going to work is quite challenging. So I've got to find a job where I could possibly work from home, but earn enough to pay for the childcare should I need it if I do have to stay late. And I found one that I think I quite like. What I was looking for was something where you get a pay rise that sort of goes up to keep up with the cost of existence. I was looking for something that I didn't need years and years of experience of and that I could learn on the job. And turns out I'm going to be the new Chancellor of the Exchequer. I mean, I've got probably the same. In fact, I think I've got more experience than Rachel because I have to manage some very tight books in this house. So I think I could probably make some better tough choices than she has. And I quite like the pay package. So Rachel Reeves gets £91,000 for being an MP, but by the time you've added in what she gets for being a Chancellor, she's on £163.89p. That's quite a lot. The 89p is very important. Now, she gets a rental income of their property £74,000 a year. I mean, I'm giggling like a schoolgirl. £74,000 a year, her rental income. And her husband's on a wedge as well. So her husband's on £174,000, give or take. I mean, we can give or take when we're in those numbers. So the combined income of the Reeves household is over £300,000 a year. And she can't add up for toffee. So I'm like, well, if you can do it, my love, I can totally do it. And, I sort of feel like I might get on with the British public a little bit more because I sort of feel like I understand what people are going through. So when I'm making tough choices, I sort of understand what those tough choices look like and feel like. And I might not be as radical as she is. I might not be robbing everybody else, but not paying a penny extra of my own pocket. I mean, it's interesting when Keir Starmer talks about wanting to add VAT on education because the posh people can pay. But then you look at someone who's on a salary of 400,000 with Mrs. Starmer and all his barristery stuffy that he had from before, and yet his kids go to state school and he hasn't put an extra penny into the state system to help it get out of the hole it's in. But there's people like me who aren't even on a tenth of what he's on, and we're being asked to get the money in out of our own pockets, deep pockets, and put it into the state system. But he's not paying an extra penny. But he's getting an extra penny. He's getting 2.8% pay increase. And it's not like performance related. If it was a performance related pay increase, he'd be on a negative deficit. But it's not. He just gets it. I don't get that. Do you get that? Does anyone else get that? I mean, the teachers are being offered 2.8% and they want 4%, I think. So that's going to the unions. There's not a union for mums. There's not a union for those of us that sort of like have to work in the 35 minutes of the day that they're not spent devoting to everything else in life. There is not a mums union. So I can't knock on their door and go, can I have a pay rise? They'd laugh me out. But I could do Rachel Reeves' job. I mean, why wouldn't you? And there's no security. Well, there is if you do it well, which she's not. So I suppose there could be job security if you did it well. But all the MPs are getting 2.8% increase. I mean, how? So you and we're struggling to make ends meet and looking for the sort of second, third, fourth job. And they've got one job, which they're not doing very well, totally honestly, and they're getting an increase of 2.8% in their pay packets. I don't think that's fair. I think that's rubbish. I think that they're doing a really bad job and they're getting rewarded for it. Like if the kids are really naughty, and particularly when they were little, you wouldn't turn around and go, you've just been really naughty, here, have a chocolate bar, would you? You just wouldn't. You've just been really naughty, so I'm going to give you some more pocket money this week. No, you've been really naughty, so I'm going to take it away. You're not having the chocolate bar. I mean, how many times have we said to our kids, I'm taking your phone off you? Because that's kind of like the only collateral that we've got these days. But with MPs, they're just riding roughshod through our personal finances and our futures. They're eroding anything that we had in the past. That little nest egg that we used to talk about back in my granddad's day. It was sort of a box of cash under the bed, but you knew it was there if you needed it. Well, that's gone. I mean, who has a nest egg? Which is exactly what Keir Starmer wants, of course, because that's his definition of a working person, somebody without savings. Unless it's him, then he's allowed it. That's okay. So everything's gone. And yet they're just getting more and more and more. And I just think, I don't like that. No. And they don't understand. They really don't understand. You know, they say they do. We're putting more money in working people's pockets. We're all bloody working. We are all working. And there is no money going in our pockets. Whatever's going in is coming straight back out for you, Rachel Reeves. I mean, imagine if you were on her money, 300 grand a year. And I don't see her putting 20% extra into state schools. No, they can do it. Those rich ones with the broad shoulders and the deep pockets, only they don't have broad shoulders and deep pockets. I don't see her putting any extra money into the NHS. I don't see her saying, do you know what? I'm going to put an extra £2 on income tax and that will make a massive difference. She doesn't want to do it. She wants you to do it. She wants anyone else to do it, but not Rachel Reeves. And I think I could do her job better. So I'm going to apply. I'm going to get ChatGPT or whatever it is to do me a nice CV, embellish my work experience, worked for her, and I'll show some sums or something. Did you have that Ladybird book of sums? I did. Anyway, digress. I'll send some sums, and I can always have my son on phone a friend. So he's doing maths and further maths, and physics and economics at A level. So I mean, if in doubt, I'll just ring him because he's got a very good grasp on the economy, and he'll be able to sort it out for us. And Rach, I'm really sorry, but I feel like the new girl in town is coming in, and it's me. And if nothing else, I can itemise your weekly shop for you down to the last penny. I mean, if we still had half p's, I could do it to the last half p. I know what everything in this country costs. I know that because I have to stand and go, no, we can't afford that this week, but we can afford that this week. And I'm not alone. I am so far from alone. Not everyone admits it because not everybody wants everyone else to know that we're all skin. But I can tell you right now, as we're in the supermarket, what used to be, what do we have for dinner tonight, is now, what will we not have for dinner tonight? That's how it goes. And if anyone tells you it's otherwise, they're lying. I mean, obviously, it's not happening in Rachel Reeves' supermarket. She probably gets it delivered to her, so she doesn't have to see people going, what shall we not have for dinner tonight? And if it's not own brand, you're not having it. I mean, I can remember my mum wouldn't buy own brand, and the social stigma at school that we didn't have ketchup. We had Notoka, not Nutella. In fact, we didn't even have Nutella. Why am I even saying that? But it would have been J. Sainsbury's in the old days. But it was never the actual brand. Now I don't think it's on kids' radars to even contemplate having the brand. I mean, it's Bramwell's all the way. Anyway, as nice as this chat is, I need to get back to my application form. I mean, I can't even believe that Bridget Phillipson is being paid 93 grand for doing a shit job. I mean, I think I'll get it.